Okay, everyone, so this is the new Diddy lawsuit. Um, Joseph versus Combs. I'm sorry, I'm very sick. I'm still very sick. I haven't been making videos, I know. I can't. All I do is keep coughing. But as you can see, it's in the Southern District of New York. It's Florida. And whose name is in it as a defendant? Adria English? Remember her and Amisha Fuller going around on the internet saying they were Diddy victims, but here, what are they? They are what? Defendants in this lawsuit. And this is about the one. Remember the one Diddy lawsuit? The victim came out and said there were some high profile people there, and see this got to deal with Beyonce. I'm gonna show you the headline. Breaking news: LeBron James and other celebrities' witnesses may have been called to testify against Diddy. So these are the court documents, but if you go to TMZ, they're also saying, remember when this guy was saying he got bent over by Diddy, and there were celebrities in the room watching? Well, now they're suing the celebrities, and I think Beyonce was involved in it. It's up there on TMZ. I'll let TMZ read it, but those are the documents if you want to read it. See, new Diddy accuser Beyonce, LeBron James saw me at a freak off. I was guy in the penis mask. I'm sorry, I'm very sick. I don't. Let's let it play.
3:48 p.m. Pacific Time. A spokesperson for LeBron James tells TMZ, "This is demonstrably false and doesn't even merit a report or response. A basic internet search shows what LeBron was doing all of April 2015. He was playing basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers and never in Miami." 3:43 p.m. Pacific Time. Brian Bieber, attorney for Brendan Paul, tells TMZ, "Is this an April Fool's Day joke? If someone seriously filed this lawsuit, the allegations against Brendan are 100% false and literally impossible to have occurred." Brendan was still in high school in Ohio at the time, having never even set foot in West Palm Beach in his life. It's unfortunate that anyone who pays the filing fee and gets directions to the courthouse can file a frivolous lawsuit. We will be seeking an immediate dismissal of the case, and appropriate sanctions. 12:06 p.m. Pacific Time. Jay-Z's attorney Alex Spiro tells TMZ, "Mr. Carter wasn't in Florida at that time to witness this incident. He was engaged in easily findable public activities that prove he was not at this event. This is more nonsense that erodes the trust in our justice system." A new Diddy accuser claims he was sexually assaulted, raped, and humiliated at a freak-off party in Miami, and he says Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan saw him in rough shape. Diddy is being sued for human trafficking by a Florida man named Manzaro Joseph, who claims Diddy humiliated him at an April 2015 birthday party for King Combs by strapping a penis to his face and parading him around.
That's the jeweler. So, this is a document. He demands, what? Now comes Joseph through his undersigned counsel, files his verified complaint for damages and demands against the defendant Sean Combs, Bonnie Riviera, Brendan Paul, and Ilimo Estevan in Arial English. So this is what he says. Is a natural person and resides in Palm Beach, Florida. Is a survivor of a human trafficking and sexual exploitation, an organized criminal enterprise, and otherwise. Defendant Combs is a natural person. Defendant Brendan Paul. They're calling Emilio Estevan, Gloria Estevan's husband. In Arial English is a natural person. So United States, including the Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. Additionally, this court has jurisdiction under the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act and the Civil Rights Act. The court further has jurisdiction over plaintiffs' claims. And they says that because they are so related to the federal claims that they form part of the same case if controversial under Article 3 of the United States Constitution. The court also has diversity jurisdiction under 28 U.S.C. because of the matter is controversial, exceeds $75,000, so he wants more than $75,000. According to the court, has both subject matters jurisdiction and proper venue over the action. The action is brought against defendants for human trafficking, drug and kidnapping, sexual exploitation, obstruction of justice, witness tampering, fraudulent concealment, conspiracy, and related unlawful conduct under both federal and Florida law. The plaintiff was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually maimed as a victim and coerced in organized criminal enterprise beginning in 2015, orchestrated and facilitated by the defendants. The pattern of threat, concealment, manipulation, and psychological coercion persisted for years, extending the statute of limitations under the federal trolling doctrines. Defendants not only participated in the trafficking and drugging of plaintiff, but also obstructed justice, facilitated cover-ups, intimidated plaintiff, and enabled these crimes through conspiracy and concealment. The plaintiff possesses medical records from the licensed urologist and surgeon documenting sexual maiming, disfigurement, and serious inguinal hernia, possibly inoperable, which continues to impact his quality of life and physical well-being. So he got raped so bad that he has a what? Inoperable hernia? I'm gonna take some cold pill because I'm really sick. So hold on for a minute. Okay. Defendant Brendan relayed Defendant Diddy's instructions and coordinated plaintiff's transport. Defendant Ariel, who referred to herself as Diddy's sexual assistant, acting as an enabler and conspirator, assistant in plaintiff's targeting, isolation, and concealment after the incident. So, is that why she got off of the internet Now, I don't know if it's the same person, but remember when Lamisha Fuller and Adria English was going on Lionel B and Sean Atwood, and they were saying all this crazy stuff. And then, allegedly, excuse me, I'm sick. Adria English went into rehab. Is this why she dropped off? Is because this? Diddy's sexual assistant and acted as an enabler and conspirator, assistant in plaintiff's targeting, isolation, and concealment after the incident. Defendant Eric, who drugged and transported plaintiff, later posted threats on Facebook blaming the plaintiff for Bonnie Riviera's suicide and issued repeated death threats against plaintiff, including kidnapping threat towards plaintiff's minor son, who attempted to manipulate the plaintiff by requesting contact with the plaintiff. Memories had fully returned. Surveillance footage captured defendant Eric trespassing on plaintiff's property while attempting to evade detection. Additional security footage from 2015 shows a hitman known as Sigfredo Garcia associated with defendant Eric, who is now serving a life sentence in the unrelated murder for hire case in plaintiff's alleyway. A police report was filed corroborating this encounter. Do you hear this stuff? Do you hear this stuff? I'm sorry, I gotta spit. I'm sorry, I told you I'm sick. I shouldn't even be out of bed. I just came out of the bed. I was laying down. These acts of intimidation, surveillance, and fraud were continued for years and were designed to suppress plaintiff's memory and delay or prevent legal recourse. High-profile individuals included Jacob Arabo, Jay-Z, here's Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeVon James, and Beyonce Knowles Carter as identified as witnesses. Due to the presence or knowledge of the events surrounding the freak-off orchestrated by defendant Diddy, facts on about April 15th at approximately 5:30 p.m., plaintiff arrived at his residence located at 424 Valley Forge Road, West Palm Beach, Florida. As plaintiff unlocked his door and turned the handle, he felt a greasy substance resembling Vaseline on his hand. Plaintiff attempted to wash his hands, but lost consciousness before he could do so. When plaintiff regained consciousness, he was in a backseat of a moving vehicle driven by defendant Eric with Bonnie Riviera, a passenger seat. Plaintiff inquired about his location, expressing confusion and insisting that he be supported to his home. Then, before losing consciousness again, plaintiff overheard Bonnie Riviera tell defendant Eric that he was regaining consciousness, asking him, "He's waking up, cuz. What should we do? What do you want me to do? Lock him up? Knock him out?" To which defendant Eric responded, "No, don't touch him. Don't worry. Just give him a minute. He'll fall back to sleep again. I'll give him a lot of the sorrowing." Plaintiff regained consciousness at defendant Eric's residence. Do you believe this? Where he was being forcefully held. While there, he witnessed a man named Omar Bravo deliver 2 kilograms of narcotics, cocaine. I'll put the link to this in the thing because I am sick and I can't really be sitting here keep bothering with this. I know it's important, but do you believe it? I said at the moment, plaintiff briefly saw LeBron James, who was wearing a white bath towel, no brown shower shoes, and carrying a shaving bag, walking through the hallway. LeBron James looked at plaintiff and, in response to Gloria Estefan's plan for an ambulance, remarked, "Y'all better do something about that." Upon arrival at the security booth at Star Island, Miami, Florida, all occupants of the vehicle were required to present identification. Plaintiff was forcefully roused from his drug-induced stupor for positive identification. The event at the Estevan Mansion mentioned in the Christian's birthday party that night. The security logs at the entrance to Star Island would reflect the entry. So I guess he was the birthday present? No, I'm joking, but it's sick. Plaintiff was dragged through the back entrance of the Esteban Mansion at approximately 12:30 a.m. Inside, Gloria panicked upon seeing plaintiff's deteriorating state, demanding call an ambulance. However, defendant Eliamo quickly silenced her and ushered her away into the crowd. Plaintiff was then led by defendant Ariel, who identified herself as Diddy's personal sexual assistant, and through a concealed tunnel that connected the Esteban Mansion to defendant Diddy's mansion. Upon regaining partial consciousness, the plaintiff found himself inside a large party area upon information that belief that he was Diddy's son's birthday party. Jay-Z and Beyonce were seated in the room, and upon seeing the plaintiff, Beyonce Knowles asked, "What is this? What this all about? Why is this half-naked white man with a cock face standing here in front of me?" Defendant Eric responded, "Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches. This is part of his punishment." The plaintiff was forcefully paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who were jeering and taunted him. Defendant Diddy specifically ordered plaintiffs degraded, stating, "He's gonna find out what we do to the snitches tonight. Get him undressed." Plaintiff was stripped and placed inside a shower area where two unidentified women forcefully washed him, while defendants Eric and Bonnie Riviera watched following this. The defendant was dressed in a small thong, bikini bottoms, and a black leather mask with a rubber dam forcefully inserted, a zipper closed over his head, and locking sexual device was affixed to the mask, which protruded from his mouth. Plaintiff was then subjected to degrading and non-consensual acts as directed by Diddy and Ariel. Plaintiff was sexually assaulted and forced to parade in unwanted sexual activity using the mask and sex toy on the large black leather ottoman, fist until he lost consciousness again. So I guess they fisted him. So I don't know if you can believe this stuff or not. I don't know, can you believe it? Following the freak-off event, plaintiff was returned to the gang house where he was savagely beaten and left for dead inside his apartment. When a gang member later inquired about how plaintiff was kept unconscious, defendant Eric responded, "Is I being tranquil?" As a direct result of the defendant's deliberate acts of violence, the plaintiff suffered physical injuries, including severe internal trauma, permanent groin damage, sexual maiming, and multiple inaugural hernias. These life-altering injuries are extremely documented by medical evaluations from a urologist and surgeon.